Hi Virgo, this is your October 2020 reading. So I actually pulled two different animal oracle spirit cards for you. The first one I pulled was a squirrel spirit, and the second one is a starfish. So for these cards, the squirrel spirit is basically here to tell you that you have more than enough talent and everything to be able to accomplish things, right? You're smart, you're creative, you have a lot to offer, and it's important to know that you have more than enough. Everything is going to be okay. You have all that you need to be successful. And the starfish is also all about that, right? There's just so many possibilities out there, and just so much you can do and so much you can accomplish, and the universe is really on your side for this. You have it all, and you can have it all. Things can get better for you. So if you're feeling down and like you just don't have what it takes to be successful, or everything that you need to be successful, these cards are telling you that you definitely do. So dream big and try to accomplish all that, right? Don't let any setbacks or anyone tell you that you can't accomplish things, because you definitely can. Now, I feel like a lot of you, because I do two little readings, two little sets here. And in your first reading, I feel like the main purpose here is to tell you, right, that you're open to change. Now you're at this point where you are open to change. You're welcoming it. You want change in your life. You know that it's important. And so you're sitting there and you're allowing it to happen. You just want to see where it goes, where things take you. And, you know, so you are allowing yourself to open up in that way, which is good when you're trying to be successful. But you are still really on guard about everything. I think that although you're like, okay, I'm open to this, you in the back of your mind are like, I need to be careful. I don't know who I can trust. I don't know what's going to happen in this situation. I don't know if I have what it takes. So although you're open to change and you're open to this whole new situation and the way things are changing in your life and everything, you're open to it, you still are very on guard about it, right? You don't have a lot of confidence in this situation. And it's not so much that you don't have a lot of confidence in it. It's just like a backup plan, I feel like, for most of you, is that you have this backup plan, like, okay, I'm going to see how things play out, but, backup plan, like if I have to walk away, I have this as a backup plan. And that's where I think you're at. So it's important for you to definitely work on your confidence here and know, as I said, that you have more than enough to make all your dreams come true here. So there's no need to sit here, with your backup plan stressed and worried. I mean, it's smart, though, to have that backup plan. I will say that, Virgo. Now, going into your reading here, I do think that, okay, so you're planning things out, right? You're definitely a planner, Virgo. You want things to always go a certain way, and you stress when they don't, and you want things to be perfect. And I feel like this right now is telling you that you've overplanned something. Overplanned something to the point where you just wasted time and effort and energy, right? Maybe even opportunity was missed because you planned or overplanned too much. Now, I feel like some news is coming in, right? You're supposed to be getting some sort of news coming in about this planning that you've been making, like whatever the process was or whatever you're trying to accomplish, you have this news coming in. Now, for some of you, maybe you already received that news. For others, you will be receiving it in October. Now, the card reading is for October. Whenever I do these readings, it is roughly around that time frame, right? So it could, when you hear this video and you start watching it, it could be what you're going through at this very moment. It could be what you're going through tomorrow. And it could very well be October, and October is next week, depending on when I get this video on for you. Today is actually the 26th, okay? So, of September. So, I do feel, though, that you have some news coming in. So maybe you're waiting something. Like I said, you're planning, over-planning things. Maybe losing, there's some missed opportunities or something. So much stress going on here because you're just planning. And now this news is coming, what you've been waiting for, right? Now, for a lot of you, I don't know. I think a lot of you were coming from the situation where you should have taken action on something a long time ago. you know, or you knew what to do in the past, right? You knew what you should have been doing. You've been planning because you've been planning so much, over planning. Okay, this is what my next step is going to be. I think a lot of you were planning on leaving an unhappy situation, whether it is work or a relationship. Things were not perfect in the past, and you were planning on leaving this whole thing behind and moving forward. And I think you're still working on that, right? We have the Ten of Cups here in reverse. That's an unhappy home, unhappy marriage, unhappy life. You know, you're coming around from that negative 10 to this 10 of Swords over here. The Ten of Swords, though, although it is like negative feelings, right? Betrayal, that feeling of being stabbed in the back. This is 10, the ending of that situation, right? It's coming to an end. So it's like, oh, this was such a stressful relationship. Okay, I'm over it. You hurt me. The situation hurt. I was unhappy, but I'm leaving it. So that is where you're headed towards, or have been heading towards, because you've put a lot of time and effort into planning. So maybe you've been planning on leaving this situation behind for a long time. But I think it's actually going to happen. I don't know if you're making it happen or if someone else is. Justice is here, so this could be a legal situation. So for some of you, if you're leaving a relationship, you know, it's going to end in divorce, this is that legal action taking place. Maybe the other person's filing divorce. Maybe you finally had it and you're filing divorce, whatever that may be. Now, it could also be justice in the fact that you found out the truth about a situation. You finally had enough and it's ended, right? Done and over with. For some of you, maybe going to court. Anything like that. But it's that justice being served. Everything is, all that planning, all that frustration, all the unhappiness coming to an end, and that justice being served, and that balance coming into play here, right? And again, I don't know if you're the one that has finally had enough. Like, I think you've been thinking about having enough. Maybe you finally got to the point where you've had enough and you want to break go of all this and let go. Or maybe it's the other person that's like, okay, you took too long to decide. You definitely are, as I said, the confidence thing is definitely an issue for you, because you have all that it takes to be successful and be happy. You know, and you're letting the changes happen, but you're still in the back of your mind, like, really nervous, like, I don't know, you know, you have this lack of confidence here. And it comes over here too in this other reading, this lack of confidence moving on. I think some of you may be in a new relationship that you know, are different from the last, or headed towards a new relationship, and you maybe lack confidence in that area. There is this feeling that you feel, there's this point right here too where you feel helpless. There's again no confidence, the strength in reverse, you know, so there's no strength, you're just feeling helpless, you're feeling very vulnerable, and you just don't know what to do. I think a lot of you too, you're afraid that you're not going to be happy, you're afraid of losses, bad luck and everything, you're just afraid of just bad things happening to you, and I think like you're opening up to change. You're allowing to come in, but in the back of your mind, you're very skeptical and afraid that things are not going to work out, you know, for you. But they are. They are going to work out for you, right? You have this Ace of Pentacles here. You have the Justice and the Ace of Pentacles. That are your outcomes, okay? So this is, if it's a business venture or whatever, or money or whatever you're trying to create, that money's going to come in. You're going to be successful with it. It could be balance in your home life. It could be finding that person that just makes you happy and everything's okay, right? Everything, that abundance, everything's going to be perfect. And, you know, Ace of Pentacles, wish being granted as well. Everything that you've worked hard for, you're being handed it. So I think it's very important for you to know, between the squirrel spirit, the starfish, the Ace of Pentacles, I think everything is coming in for you. Everything that you've hoped and wished for is coming in for you, and you're going to be granted that, Virgo. So all the over planning and stressing was for nothing. Everything's going to be okay. It might be a little bit rocky in the process, you know, if you haven't quite got there yet. For some of you, you have gotten there. For others, you haven't yet. So I think for the ones who haven't yet, it might be a little bit rocky, but it looks like very promising in the end for you. For the rest of you that are already at that point, congratulations, and I hope you're very happy. So have a really, really amazing October, Virgo, and I'll see you in